birthday last year. And because I'm old, it's taken me 7 months to get it set up. But we did get it set up. And so obviously everyone's nice and rosy here. So I'm trying to train myself to actually use the hotkeys here. But well, how you been? How's practice and everything?
Going good. I've switched. I'm trying a new role. I my friends are playing in the league.
Yep.
And I couldn't play DPS with them because of my SR, but I could play support with them.
Because you're too good.
Basically, that's what I tell them. But so I was able to play support. I've always kind of, I've kind of played DPS. I enjoy it, but it's not like I'd like to try something new out. And it's been going well. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm playing more of the main support stuff with like Illari and Lucio. I think are my two main characters.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been working on that for the past 6-7 weeks. And yeah, pretty much. I after the season in probably 2 or 3 months, I do see myself going back to DPS.
Sure.
As I don't know, I like being the star.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that. It's a burn that you and I have, just being remarkably intelligent and handsome and charismatic and skillful and intelligent.
Every night I go to bed wishing I just wasn't such a genius, but
yeah, it's hard. You know, how do you even fit your head in the pillow sometimes? That's the real question. Yeah. Are you going to DreamHack, by the way?
I am not. I'll probably go into the finals, but
okay. All right. Well, I'll see you there. Wait, in Stockholm?
Oh, it's in Stockholm. Oh, man.
Yeah, I think it's in Stockholm. Yeah, so good luck.
Oh, okay. Maybe we'll
maybe I'll see you at BlizzCon or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't actually go to BlizzCon last year, but I'm probably should go this year. Anyway, yeah, let's take a look then. I guess any major questions before we just look at gameplay?
Major questions? Not off the top of my head.
Okay, sounds good. Well, let's take a look then. So you've now gone to the dark side.
Yeah. Well, actually, I did play DPS in Overwatch CS. Played against the streamer team. Played against Overwatched.
I heard about that. Yeah, how'd it go? I didn't actually see the game. I was on vacation.
We got stomped, but I hit a clip on Apply and I went a little viral on Twitter. So.
Oh, okay. Link it.
All right, one sec. Yeah, do the full tweet.
Wait, I'm gonna do my thing here. Ew, what is that pulse?
It's funny when look at the scoreboard.
Nice one. Not for a guy like me. 1 and 3. I mean, that could be worse. You did got the LeBron James. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was
the one Elam we got.
That was good. That was well done. Yeah, okay. If you want a more of an ego boost, not much. It's not much of an ego boost, but the reason I know that they played you guys is everybody was sad after the match loss, you know? J3 actually linked one of your players' stream VODs in the Overwatch chat, Zella. Your Echo player, yeah. And he goes, yeah, you guys need to watch this match, lift your guys' spirits up. They were saying some nice stuff about us. So some of the J3 was watching one of y'all's players' VODs for like motivation after their crippling loss. So, but yeah, anyway. Okay. What are we gonna start with?
We'll do the Lucio and Gibraltar first.
You're crazy. The first thing you do is you expose me to all of your DPS play for how long now? And now the first thing we're going to look at your support is Lucio and Gibraltar.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I hope you're familiar with Frogger play styles, because that's what we're going to be looking at here. And I really am not even joking here. Like, I'm not straight up. Yeah.
The reason I picked Dive is because I feel like I'm pretty good at denying people. Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty good moving around, shooting enemy trace. Like if we're in like Brawl or Rissa, like
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at just kind of being the bodyguard, moving around the map. But when it starts being like I actually need to be involved in the killing of people, that's when I kind of I struggle doing both. So knowing
Yeah,
when
I
to dive with
understand that.
Winston, when to peel my Widow is
Or disable versus enable, yeah. I mean, this is why Lucio is pretty bad in Gibraltar, is because a lot of times you'll be playing high grounds and off angles that are longer range, and there's a lot more verticality involved, which is not always bad for Lucio, but can be tricky. So, like,
Right.
what are you gonna do? Sit here and peel for your Widow by sitting AFK and spamming? Like, this is just a terrible range for you, right? You're gonna get poked out 100%, right? So you're gonna have to find something more proactive to play with. I mean, obviously, if they were on like Sombra Tracer, maybe you'd have something more to do because they'd come to you. Right, they'd play to your range, chasing your teammates. But yeah, I mean, good luck. In a way, though, this is good practice. So this is you're already screwing up. I would not even be turning around towards my Widow. You need to be here. You need to be here.
Okay.
You're just not effective at this range, right? So remember, the only time that you play with your Ana or Widow is when.
They're in my effective range. Okay.
Right. And when will they be in your effective range? The enemy team. I mean.
Yeah, when they get like a full dive off, like the enemy
Yes.
team's like really
When they dive you, then they're in your effective range. But look at the enemy comp. You see the problem?
Right. Yeah.
It's maybe Diva, right? Like situationally, Diva will come forward and then you'll find something to shoot. But if Diva doesn't walk on top of you, you're gonna have nothing to do.
Right.
And if you have nothing to do, then you're doing nothing, and then you're contributing nothing, you're losing. Right? Whereas at least with this, the Diva is just as likely to come here as she is to come to your backline. And you have the position to where you're a lot more effective when stuff happens here, because it's a lot closer. Right? Like, it sounds really dummy, right? Like play to your range, but it applies to every character. And I think it actually, ironically, is a lot harder to do as support, because you start thinking more about like helping instead of being selfish, and you have to stay selfish. Like, it's so easy to get sucked into the trap of like, oh, I'm helping. You're not. Now, if you think you can go back and peel your Widow like you did there quickly and then still be in a position to actually do something, go for it. But if not, you're in trouble. Like, you're basically budget Kiriko here is what you're doing, which is fine.
Right.
No. Like literally, sit here with your Winston. Here's what you do. You walk forward, you shoot, you peek, you do a little tickle, right? Obviously, you got to be careful of Widow, but you hear her beneath you. Diva tries to take this high ground. You say no, right? Like, you have the right idea here. This is good, right? This is close range stuff, right? But honestly, here, I wouldn't even do this. I really wouldn't. Why? I'm going to tell you I wouldn't do it, and I'm going to force you to tell me why I said those things. Okay. Think about it.
Well,
use your spidey senses. What's happening behind you?
I know my Winston's diving. It's kind of the issue of, do I trade or do I help Diva? I feel like you want me to go on backline because it would take more pressure off of my Widowmaker, because then it would only be Diva shooting her instead of
Yeah. The answer, this is something I've been working a lot with Tracer VOD reviews. A lot of the more mobile heroes, right? Is just do what's convenient.
Okay. Yeah, I would have to chase.
You wouldn't have to chase, because the problem with this is that this is where not only could you die here while you're transitioning in the open, but it's going to cost you time, and it's going to cost you amp. And the funny thing is not only is it not convenient, because it's not convenient, that should tell you immediately that you're not going to do a very good job of it. Right. If this Diva was Poco, this Widow is dead. Mm-hmm. And you will not change that fact. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a deep cut Poco.
Yeah.
Okay.
But seriously, if she had her micro missiles here, even this Widow's dead, right?
Right.
So like you couldn't have changed that. So it's not just, we were wasting time. You're also going to be bad at this, when at least you'd be okay at doing this and have a less of a chance of dying, and more of a chance of like, I mean, seriously, like look at what actually happens here. Your Winston goes in, these guys get really low, like really low. That is a kill right there. That is a kill.
Right. Let's say the same situation arises. Winston's in position to go in, but he doesn't go in. Should I play with my Winston there like just ready for the opportunity, or should I?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I would probably wait. Yeah, that's a great question. I would probably wait. Yes.
Okay.
I would probably wait. Yes, because it's of a different type of poison. Because if you would do the exact same thing here, you'd be like, oh, I'm doing something. Then you get headshot by Widow.
Right.
Right. Because again, you're transitioning. And this is something I worked a lot with Custa actually not too long ago. Is like these transition points are where Lucio just die.
Right.
The Sojourns to Widows and so on. I mean, that was even at like the pro level. Was it opener, I think, with Timeless? Like in that one match versus M80 a while ago, like he was really struggling with transitioning unnecessarily and dying over and over and over again to Sojourn Rail. You just have to trust your initial, like you got to evaluate your starting position. Am I in the right spot? And then living with your decision, like living with that decision, you know? This is really good. This is really good. Close range. Packs. Attention. Benamine. No real threat to you or your Winston, and you're back out. Heck, you didn't even need to use amp. And now this is, again, very effective for you because the D.Va is now trying to dive you, and this is where you're good, right? You're very, very strong here. And so this is now, it's just a little bit early in terms of like timing, maybe, but like this is fine. And honestly, your movement is not too bad, all things considered. Like I was expecting your movement to be a little worse, respectfully.
Yeah, I played a lot of DM and stuff like that. I feel like my mechanics are pretty strong.
Yeah, I assume that you were like AFK, scratching the nose, something like that there.
Yeah.
That's fine, just needed to not get booped there. Yeah, I mean, this has been okay. It's just been mechanical failures. Like you're AFK, you missed the boop. That's all. And then obviously now you're not in a position to follow up in your Winston diet because you were too busy running away.
Right.
Now here, you could try and maybe hold this space, right? Maybe, right? Because now they're going to be taking the fight to you. So you could spend more time peeling and so on marking. You are so disciplined with that amp. I actually respect it. I would be... Yeah, I'm not going to add anything. I think your amp use has been okay. Been pretty disciplined with it, which I respect. Now here, you got to ask yourself something. Is this the right position for you to be? Because the situation has changed.
I feel like my Widow is really aggressive. I feel like I like that range.
Yep. And they're also on Tracer now. You notice that?
Right.
I think this is okay.
Yeah,
Ignoring the objective here, right? Ignoring the objective, this is a good position because you know there's someone's going to come here. And this is really not, this is a fairly decent range for you. Yeah, this is good. And so now we've seamlessly transitioned into where peeling, you know, actually, here's what we should do. Let's stop classifying it as peeling. Let's instead say it's a +1. Who should you +1? Is it a Winston? Tracer? A Widow? Your Ana? Your Zen? Right? That's all it is. That's all support is. That's all even peeling is. Peeling is just support, allowing them to continue to do aggressive things. Like you're peeling your Widow so that she can shoot for free, right? That's what you're trying to do. I think I would have been a little bit more aggressive on that Tracer here. You've seen Rhea. You have amp here. I think certainly if I'm going to commit my amp, I'm in on her. I'm in on her. Right? You have that advantage here. You and Tracer, the Tracer versus Lucio duel is about which one of you recognizes the advantages and then pushes the advantage, right? Like if you mess up, you have your amp to get out. If she messes up, she has her blinks to get out. But then if you have an advantage and you don't leverage it, like you're trolling. Okay. Any questions so far?
Not so far.
So this is another great question. Who can you, should you, would you, will you +1 here? Is there anybody right now that's playing a range that you like?
No.
So then what should you do?
Be ready to follow up with my Winston when he jumps in.
Okay, let me go back to that question one more time. Is there anybody on your team that's playing your effective range right now? Or a position that you would want to play?
Winston, Sombra, but they're on the ground, which
so no.
Be tricky. Yeah, no.
Ana Widow?
No.
Too far away, right? Too far away, right? Like maybe if they were on like Sombra Tracer, maybe, but not versus the Soldier, right? That's not going to feel good. So what do you do then?
Do my own thing.
Do your own thing. As soon as you look at the situation and go like, I don't want to be there, I don't want to be there, do your own thing. But you need to get on the Soldier. Or the Ana. I mean, it's fine. You just took too much damage on entry and honestly took too long to get there. That's all. Heck, and I also think obviously the way that you approached it could have been a little bit better too, like dying with amp, not getting the mini, that all hurts. But again, the idea of what you did there, totally fine.
Right.
Totally fine. You docked the soldier off of high, you forced Diva, you forced Tracer, you created actually an opportunity for your Sombra, you cleared high ground. If your team had been alive and you had not messed it up, I think you actually win this fight off of this. Nice. Do you like this? Do you feel effective in your +1 right now?
Yeah, I do.
I do too. But you got to be thinking ahead, right? At some point, you're going to have to transition, right? And that's going to be the real question. How are you going to transition here? Oh, guess what? You don't need to worry about it. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Sure, I guess. Don't know what the play was there. But yeah, that was fine. No way that Tracer muffs that. That is literally... No way. No way. She's literally me on Tracer. Wait a second. Wait a second here. Wait a second. Oh my gosh. That is just awful. Okay. Okay, nice job. Again, works because Tracer's playing to your effective range. So you do the Tracer thing. That's fine. Good. I like what you're doing right now. Again, effective range, right? Very close. Not getting poked out. It's good. Because a lot of people would be, because like, maybe old Spylo would have been like, rah, you're shooting tank, rah, you know, like, but what are your other options? Who else can you +1 right now?
No.
What, you gonna sit here? Right? Like what do like maybe you could sit here, maybe, but even that's not like great, right? This is good. Taking resources. There's micro missiles, there's boosters. You didn't even need bubble there, frankly. Boop off. She has no high ground. Now you're with your Sombra. This is the moment of truth. Do you think?
No,
do you?
I
think so as well. Especially considering it's Kiriko. She's going to TP to you, right?
Yep.
You're already here. Commit to helping your Zarya get these trades here. If you leave your Zarya, maybe you fail here, and maybe she dies anyway, and then you're screwed.
Yeah.
Right? And there it was. So what was your reaction?
I do run this.
And now you're in no man's land.
Right.
And there it is. I mean, you're very fortunate that Ana even died there. That actually is like such a perfect fight to demonstrate what we were talking about, right?
Yeah.
Such a perfect fight. Trust where you are. Trust where you are. Now, if you had tracked that Tracer rotating behind earlier, maybe you could have rotated to markers sooner, but you didn't. Yeah, I think actually overall, like your mechanics and like how you're moving and your aim has been, you know, I mean, it makes sense moving from DPS into a relatively mechanically intensive support hero. It's going to feel pretty good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things you're doing well. I think your amp discipline has been fine. I think your beats have been okay. I think your idea of what you're doing with your boop is okay. And I actually don't even think your positioning has been terrible. We're getting into some pretty advanced stuff. You have an idea of what you should be doing, right? Just need to be cleaning it up. What are you seeing so far?
The big thing is just not chasing as much.
Yep. Not chasing. Who do I want to +1?
Yeah, being
Whether
okay
that's
with sacrificing some things, like...
Yep. It's a peel versus a pressure +1, right?
Right. Yeah.
Am I going to +1 my Winston? And then if there's nobody's position that you like, immediately go Frogger. Immediately so.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah, I kind of thinking about that more because I'm kind of doing it, but I'm not, like, I'm doing it by accident.
Right. What do you think about this position, by the way?
I think it's fine. If there's a team, maybe I'm the one that I don't know about Miko and Cart. I just actually no. I think I'm good. I think I'm ready to kind of ready to go some anywhere. Yeah.
You see how everything revolves around your range. Everything revolves around your range. Like you start to think, oh, cart. You're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You do nothing. Right. No, this is great. This is really good. Even if you're here by yourself, you're controlling this off angle. Right. Like, do you think if you weren't here, where would this diva, where would the soldier go?
Yeah,
right?
They would be on the bridge right there.
They'd be on the bridge, right? So you're saying no, you can't go on the bridge. Now you'd love if your Junkrat was maybe up here with you, maybe he will, maybe the diva. You'd love to maybe synchronize a dive here with your diva echo and you pushing up here. Yeah, but for now, this is still good. This is good. Card's still moving because what you're doing is you're controlling the off angles on the enemy team. You're preventing them from going back. Now this is actually. You have to be really careful about this.
So I remember this. I don't like this because we're on Kiri, so I kind of like our Kiri could TP to me for safety.
Yeah.
Our diva shouldn't die, and then I could be now pressuring on a brig instead.
You got it. You could be rolling out and booping. You could have knocked these guys off the high ground, right? And then again, kept their attention here, and so that you prevented them from going onto the follow up here. Because the real danger here is that these guys rotate and then punish your backline or punish your echo or whatever, or even kill you, right? So it's again one of those situations where I don't think what you did is bad. I don't know if it's optimal though.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's optimal, and especially like you said with the Kiriko, probably almost certainly not optimal.
Yeah, I noticed it. Yeah, like I put Lucio Kiri on the team, and then I never would peel, and then they're like, oh, you gotta peel Tracer more, and then I kind of just took that as I always need to just go where Tracer is.
Yep.
And you did a team bot review, and it was on. You were like kind of focused on the Lucio not having a place for the Kiri to TP, and that's kind of bringing me. Kind of reminded of that where I need to peel Kiri by just being in a safe spot for her to
right. Be where Tracer is, but if she's not there, don't chase her.
Right, don't chase her, yeah.
Right, like be where Tracer is. It's the same thing with like Tracers trying to mark other Tracers. That is it good? Yes, it can be very good, but like you need to be there ahead of time because if you're not, if she jukes you, you're done. Like you can't go chase her down. I mean, this is again. I know this feels awful, but this is good. Like I don't know what's happening from the rest of your team. I think the attack Junkrat is like what's killing us here. And I'm gonna put the blame here. That's your duo, isn't it?
No,
it's not.
It's not.
Really?
It's so the Echo player you're talking about is named Suzu, but it's a different person.
Okay, I was like, what are the odds? What are the odds? Okay,
it's just
weird.
a random person.
Regardless, whatever. The point being is that you're absorbing a lot of pressure here. I understand. I understand. Yeah. This is a ranked moment, right? I understand, but okay, it is what it is. Like your Junkrat, Echo, and Kiriko, even your Diva to an extent, we're doing absolutely nothing. I would have just trusted the right play, Good. Again, we're marking Tracer makes sense because she was there. Right. So you need to put a priority on that. And then even here, like you could at this point in time here, there's not a terrible argument for you sitting here and poking this Tracer out here. Just because it's close now, you wouldn't want to rotate out here, but something to consider. That rotation is a little bit ambitious.
Yeah.
So the second you cross in the open. I don't hate it. I know it's like you had a short range pressure on cart, but I mean, I don't hate it. You did get some space out of it now. And this is where I think from here, where could you transition? Is there anybody you could +1 here?
My Diva.
Your Diva. Yeah, your Diva. It's again because you're here and it's close, so it's good, right? There's a lot of damage that you could do on this Diva right now. A lot of damage, right? So you're kind of swinging wide here, and I appreciate you looking for squishies, but obviously this goes predictably poorly, right? Why? Because you're sniping. You don't snipe. And so then you allow the Diva to lose the trade. The Diva takes the position and pressures your Junkrat, which takes your Junkrat out of the fight, and so on. Your Junkrat. I don't know. Good? Where should you be? My spidey senses are tingling.
I feel
See
like I
if you
should
can
already
see if you can sense it. See if you can sense it.
right. I want to go right. I should be.
Yes. Good job. I just felt like it was someone was gonna be there. This is, by the way, okay as well. This is okay as well, because considering that you were there, the Widow was there, you knew the D.Va was gonna take that action, and so this is okay. You know, you play it not super well mechanically, but it's fine. It's fine. And then I think you guys cap. Yeah. Oh, get him. No! Get him.
Oh, missed it.
Oh, you got him. Okay, that's fine. Ah! No! That's okay. At least he's off high. Okay. Who do you like? Whose positioning do you like?
Junkrat.
Or?
Junkrat or D.Va.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah,
Your choice. Your choice. You could be double stacked here if you want. You could be single stacked, like split. You know, it's up to you. Obviously, it's fine. Get close. You're here. Go for it. She's looking for pulse. You can just tell the body language. It's always terrifying. Whew. But yeah, I mean, again, it's like close range. Yeah, all right. Perfect. It's really nothing complicated. You guys won high ground off of your positioning. Nah. I guess the only thing I'd say here is just I think
I think like to be a Junkrat.
Yeah, maybe you want to be with Junkrat here, right? I was thinking more because I was expecting them to try to retake this high ground here. But yeah, I don't think where you're at is bad though. You were still a very effective support hero at that range. I would just at this point, this is where your target priority is a problem though. Because you take a short off angle, you have equal opportunity to shoot both. Your attention needs to stay here.
Mm-hmm.
Do not go back and look at D.Va. Great boop. Look back at these supports because that's what kills you. Or should have killed you, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, good positioning. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to cruise through this because I want to be respectful of your time. Maybe like, what do you think? 5 more minutes? Maybe not even that? Okay. Well, what are you cooking?
I thought the soldier's gonna go high ground.
Gotcha, okay. You're gonna have to be creative here. This is pretty good though. Oh gosh. Do you like your +1 positioning here?
Yeah, I think there's.
I do too. As long as you can hide from soldier, you know someone's gonna be coming close. Yeah, it's fine. Your Widow is insane. Like clinically insane. D.Va comes to you, you get the boop, she's gonna bomb. Okay, now we have our beat. Where should you go? Where should you go? Where should you go? You got 2 choices, right?
Yeah, I think I could peel Tracer.
Oh, right. Well, don't. No peeling. No peeling.
Sorry,
Mark, right?
I could mark Tracer.
Mark or +1, right? Because it's close, right? It's easy, right? You can handle that. What else could you do?
I could also just set up for when my D.Va pushes in, I could boop the soldier.
Right, where you're at right now, like you're still getting good aura value, you're getting good damage, you can still poke the soldier at some point close distance, right?
Right.
I don't really think I care which one you choose. I think this is fine. Now, what I might do here is as the fight evolves, like now you got to make a choice, you know? Your Widow is like challenged. What is she doing? What is she doing?
How much of a mistake? Because I feel like I made the decision to go high ground just off. I didn't know the Tracer.
Well, it's another one of those situations where it's like you're here, your Widow screws up. I think transitioning here is understandable, but it's just like one of those times where it's like you needed to be here sooner or anticipate this move sooner. You know, I actually don't think this one is too bad because it felt like oh, I can get there before the Tracer's a problem, right? in which case I get it. But like it's another one of those examples of like where you're trying to help and then just nothing, you know, like you look. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. If we go back to the start and like, well, after this diva dives, should I be on the lookout for Tracer here?
Yes, because you know where she is, right? We know she's somewhere over here.
Right.
That's something that you can deal with. Yeah. You know what? Actually, honestly, that's probably the lowest hanging fruit. Right? That's probably the easiest solution here. Is that like as soon as you saw recall, like you kind of like defaulted here when this is another target priority one where really you could do this or you could do this and you chose this. This is the least interesting option, right? And I think that may have been your mistake. And so then yes, you crossed in the open, but you should have already been there in the first place. Not even trying to help your Widow, just killing the Tracer. That's all. Okay. I mean, it's fine. I don't know if it's necessary given the fact that you could just do the exact same thing almost from main. And then again here, like, I think this is fine. You're here. Finish the kill. Okay, now move next. Sure, I respect it. Oh dear.
We're just gonna push it off.
I was too. Now what?
Go, soldier.
Yeah. I mean, this fight's been okay. Like you've been not chasing too much. You've been moving relatively smoothly. That was a little bit of heating there. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna lose this, but I don't think you were the problem here. One thing there is just need to play your life. Just transition to speed faster and play your life. But yeah. Okay. Actionable points. What do you got?
Actionable points. Put more thought into my range, how I'm playing. Making sure
when positioning.
I'm positioning.
Yeah.
And just being okay with like letting my teammates rot if it means playing my range and there's something else going on. Because that's kind of answered my question at the start where when do I make the choice of diving in or peeling back? It's like whatever's to my range and I'm currently at is probably gonna be better. I think that's like the big thing. And then small things, just make sure I'm looking for Tracer. Yeah, I feel like what else?
I think that was mostly it, honestly.
Yeah.
I really think that your beats were reasonable, your amps were reasonable, your mechanics and movement were reasonable given the rank that you're at. Where are you at right now, rank-wise?
M2 right now.
Yeah, I'd say it's good for where you're at right now. I mean, obviously you'll continue to get better. I mean, honestly, your mechanics might even be a tiny bit better in your rank. But yeah, looks good. Looks good. Okay, let's move on. Illari?
Yep.
Any questions?
No, not so far. Oh, and Illari. No, I feel like I don't have any major questions.
Okay, take a look. But yeah, I think the Lucio on Gibraltar was like overall pretty reasonable. I mean, it could have been a lot worse. Let's put it that way. I think your movement was good enough to where it wasn't a huge issue. Now, Illari, so basic, right? So basic. Selfish, play your range, manage your pylon. That's it.
Here,
as soon as I see this, I'm immediately bailing. I'm immediately bailing. Like immediately.
Mm-hmm.
There's no good off angle here, but I would rather have a bad off angle than no off angle at all.
Right.
Immediately pivot out this way, drop your pylon here, and just play patty cake with a Lucio or with a Ryan or something like this. Like your Kiriko is off angling with you, but I think this is where you can start this process where, okay, don't even take a shot. Immediately rotate out. You see Kiriko? That's fine. You're opening up the map. The only problem here is what?
I did move my pylon.
That's it right there.
I was, yeah.
As soon as you rotate away, and you see this, you should have immediately destroyed your pylon. Wait,
Right.
did you? No, you didn't. Yeah, immediately destroy your pylon. I actually don't mind this rotation, but this is like where you're going to have problems because you should be pyloning if anybody, like, you have the capability to pylon yourself and you didn't have the capability to pylon yourself. Like right now, and again here, destroy it. Destroy it. Like Frodo in the ring, you know, like as soon as this pylon has lost its relevance, immediately destroy it. Immediately. Don't wait. So then you can rotate right, or honestly just stay here and plop your pylon down and just go to work. I also think with Illari as well, I think it's a little bit of that Lucio thing where it's like you look at your Ashe and you're like, should I have gone to help my Ashe? I think the answer is no. I think the answer is no. I think that she's dead. Maybe you trade if you stay here. I think it's the way I look at it. And then obviously here you just need to rotate like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. There's really not a lot to this character. There really is just not. So it's going to be about, are you hitting your shots? Are you reading the best angle here? And I would go as far to say this too. Get out of this habit. No. That is maybe true, but I think like, okay, you're here because you thought your team was here, right? Don't pre-pylon.
Okay.
What I would do here is I would do this. Turn the corner, shoot. Okay, I'm going to be here a little while, right? Probably. Right. Then make your choice with your pylon. You see what I'm saying? Because what happens if your Roadhog's already dead here? Gotta go away, right? Then you're gonna be like, oh crap, you know, I gotta be ready to pylon. Or what happens if the Roadhog kills the Rein here? Well, okay, we're gonna save my pylon because I'm gonna rotate forward, right? Make sense?
Yep.
There are situations when you pre-pylon, like when you know you're immediately gonna be taking damage, but more often than not, it's gonna be something you don't want to rush on. Again, here, break your pylon. You're just a little slow with it. Don't chase, set up your own angle. Where should you be?
High ground.
High ground, you got it. Your tracer. Like, what happened to your Kiriko? How do you get spawn camped as Kiriko? Ouch, she's... I think as well, the other thing with Illari as well is be very comfortable dying. I think, like, you are the most self-sufficient, self-pressurable support in the game, even more so than Baptiste. So, like, what's going to happen here is you're going to be like, okay, this fight's lost. Okay, let's not lie. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to die and I'm going to maybe trade. Or maybe they're going to overextend and I'm going to pop off and kill somebody. Disposition is, oh, I'm going to disengage. You're not disengaging, mate. You're playing Illari. I would rather you lean into the whole, I'm setting my feet here, and I will rotate as necessary, but for the most part, I'm setting my feet here, and then die there. Worst case scenario, you have more damage, or you have more death stats, but it's not really going to, like, you're not going to win this fight from where you are right now. And dying is not the end of the world here because this fight's lost anyway. Like, even here, right? Like, this angle is not near greedy enough. Not near greedy enough, right? Like, this is where you're pylon here, and you're forcing as many resources as you can your way.
I think it's honestly safer up there right now as well.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, fight doesn't matter. So it's like, you know, you're going to die anyway, so you might as well do something while you're dying. I think it's like, as long as you're managing your range versus like what you're playing versus like Winston Summer Tracer, you might need to be a little bit more, not more cautious, but play more distance, right? But yeah, okay. Pre-pylon, you see it? Or do you want to hold this angle? What if you're going to be here, right?
Right.
What if you're going to rotate here? What if you're going to use your ultimate and you're going to want to like land here, right? Don't pre-pylon. See, what's happening is you're getting value out of these pylons because your angles aren't aggressive enough. You should be here, you know?
Yeah.
So what's happening is you're team pyloning and you're getting value out of it because you're not solo angling deep enough. And then obviously like it gets broken and then, you know. I don't think there was a really obvious time to use your ultimate there. The funny thing is as well about your ultimate, I know I'm info dumping you here. Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Is really good, the better your positioning is. Really bad, the worse your positioning is.
Right.
So, like, if we go back to this fight here, there were opportunities like here. You're shooting. You jump up, you pop your ultimate, you blam it right here. You got me?
Yep.
Then they beat, and then you're hovering in air, and you rotate this way with pylon, and you try to bait as many people coming this way as possible, or maybe even retake high ground with it, right?
Would you say, fairly general question, but would you say it's better for me to start in aggressive position,
Yes.
pile on to safe, or be in a, not necessarily a safe position like I was, but like if I started left side where the Lucio is, like that's a bit psychopath, but if I have alt, should I start there to go to more, again, safe position?
Yes,
that being
yes,
more
yes,
aggressive than I was
absolutely.
before,
Absolutely.
Or should I, okay.
Absolutely. I mean, if you could, if you know that I have my ultimate and I think I can transition despite the threat of Sojourn Rail to a safer position, it's always better to start in a more aggressive position, because what they do is they use cooldowns to get to you, then you go to the safer position, right? But if you're playing a safe position, they don't have to use cooldowns to get to you.
Right.
Like if you're here, the right only has to pin, but there's no real threat. You being here is a threat, which forces a response, which gives your team an advantage, which then means that you just go, I'm out, I'm safe.
Right. Okay.
What will happen if you play safe is you'll never really find the time to use your shift or find the time or opportunity to use your ult, and you'll wonder why your team is still losing the fight. You should be playing to get your cooldowns forced, is the idea, right? That's the goal. If you're not getting your cooldowns forced as a support player, you're feeding. And really, that could also apply to Lucio as well. Like, if you're not getting your amp forced, then your positioning isn't good enough. It's not a hard rule, but it's just a way of thinking about it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. You have resources, use them. I used to do this with Mei all the time. Like, I take the most greedy offing I could possibly take, just so that I'd like, when the fight started, I was always getting my wall and my ice block forced. I would take so much attention and then live, you know? Angle's good. I would just use my ult here as soon as I get my pylon. There you go. Yep. Only problem here is you just need your pylon here so that you could do this with more confidence, right? The idea of what you did, the solo ult was really good. Forces a lot of attention. Forces shift. It should have forced lamp. The Lucio goes back. The Sojourn's still looking at you holding rail. Yeah, I mean, it was a good play. You just need to have your pylon there. And it still wins the fight, right? Creates the space that you needed. Okay. Don't pre-pylon. You never know this fight's going to go, right? You never know. You're not in a rush. See, now... Yeah, there you go, right? Now...
I don't want to be here. No one else is on card.
Yeah. Is question, does destroying?
Destroying doesn't.
Destroying doesn't
And
put it
unless
on a
it's
lower
been hit,
cooldown.
it's like Torp. It acts the exact same as Torp turret.
Right, so you just need to destroy it before it gets hit. That's the idea. Okay,
or if it heals. If it heals, I think it counts. But if it gets hit...
okay, I gotta know. I gotta know. But yeah, obviously if it gets hit. The big thing though is not pre-placing it, right? Because that definitely puts it on cooldown. So I can place it, and it's already on a 6-second cooldown, right? So even if I destroy it, it doesn't accelerate it.
Right.
But if I'm here... and I get hit, or it gets used. No. It's only if it gets hit. Only if it gets hit. Okay, so that's good to know. Yeah, I mean, obviously that's important in mid-fight situations where you don't really want to risk it getting shot. Okay, was it this one?
Yes, Bronco, yeah.
Any questions so far?
Nope.
Oh, I almost nailed it. Or maybe I didn't. And I don't hate pylons like this because you could probably anticipate that where I'm at, I'm going to get shot. It's all right. Yep, good rotation here. Yeah, this is good. I don't hate that only because there isn't a better angle available. But there's also a real world here, like where if you feel a little saucy here, feel a little bit like Sir Magid, you know, roll up here, shift up to here, and just lean back, you know, like, because you know you're going to get pushed, right?
Right.
Especially if you had your ultimate. Is that feeding? Yeah, probably. Just something to consider, though. And another thing, too, is like, okay, what about here? Like, could I live versus a Rhine pen here if I had my shift? Could I, like, shift out, then drop? I don't know. Something to consider. I don't hate your positioning here. I actually think it's quite good, but I want to keep asking that question, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Okay.
Yeah, I think if I have alt, I would like to go the
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, maybe if you have ult, that's like the kind of way of looking at it. It's not a get out of jail free card, but it's something like that. Oh dear, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Where you know where you need to go. You know. For the benefit of people watching this in the future.
Top left.
Top left, right. Top left. Top left, and then you can top left, and then you can shoot, and then you can pile on yourself, and then you can again play so aggressively that they're gonna force them to dive you, force them to look at you, and then shoot your pylon instead, which gives you time to shift out, and then you create space for your team, and then you win. Just like you're just so bad. Like you're I could not pick a worse support at doing what you just did. Like right. Like I don't think even a Brig or Lucio would have done more there in terms of overall pressure. And then here you have ultimate, right? So where should you be?
I could honestly I could jump up to top left and then flank around. Yeah.
Top left here, sit up here, and you could even do like a flank from here with pylon, or you could do a flank from here from pylon. It's up to you. I might even do that without ultimate, frankly, in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you guys are going to get beat rush and like, I mean, what are you going to do here?
Yeah, Death Screw on top left.
There you go. Yeah. Weirdest rotation I've seen in my life, but there you go. Like, do you look at the support positioning. Like, watch the support positioning. Like, they could even push forward here, and then all of a sudden Bap's out, and then Lucio rotates back. You see this? Yeah. And now they're just not in a position to do anything. Like, this is the other thing too. When you take a more aggressive position, if they don't respond instantly to your position, they actually, it's like you took a razor blade and like cut their Achilles, not to be like morbid, but like you like they have to respond quick. Otherwise, they're going to slowly lose. They're going to lose the ability to punish you. That's the crazy thing. Like, if they don't punish you quickly, they're not going to be able to punish you at all. Like, the window is for punishing you in this angle is gone. It's gone. And they've used beat to live a whole hog.
Actually, here's the window.
Yeah. To get out of the choke, right? It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, break your pylon, break your pylon, break your pylon, break your pylon.
Yeah.
Break your pylon. And then now, this fight is completely opened up from just one Sojourner. Or Sojourner. Illari. That's fine. Would prefer you to kind of use that to take top right instead, but I think it's fine. Nice job. They faced the sunrise, so it's good. All right, where should you be? Tricky, isn't it?
Left. Yeah, I should go left. Yeah.
I think leaning towards left side. Yeah, just a little bit. Now, this is the one challenge with Illari is that you can't rotate super easily, so you got to be like, okay, am I gonna get screwed here? Like, am I gonna get screwed? Like, I actually don't know. I think this is we're gonna have to make the best of the situation.
I could go top right. Like,
yeah, you could
drop and then jump there.
You could, yeah, absolutely. That's another option as well. And here's the thing: like, worst case scenario, you go left, and what do? They chase you, and you run. Okay, fine. Like, at least if you're gonna die, you're gonna, as opposed to here, you're gonna have the opportunity of wasting a lot of time. Right? Mm-hmm. This position is like, you could rotate this position, but it's not going to be a very safe or good rotation, so you'll probably die anyway. Whereas at least here, your rotation is away from your team, but at least there's a chance that you can waste a lot of time. Nice shots. Nice shots. Nice shots. I don't know. You know what my least favorite thing about Illari is? I think it's the fact that it feels like headshotting just feels hard. Am I the only one? It just feels like it just feels hard. I don't know. I think it's just because the rate of fire just feels awkward to, like, I don't know. It feels awkward. Pylon. Like I would be breaking my pylon as I'm rotating because I'm not sure if it's going to take damage. I don't know where the enemy teams are going to be coming from. Just a good safe call. Okay. Don't pre-pylon. Like this one is probably fine. Probably fine. But again, you don't know. So if we're now here, yeah, it's fine to pylon here. But I would be even thinking in the next 5-6 seconds of potentially breaking it. As soon as I sniff that tracer on that flank, I might think about like break it now.
Yep.
And there you go, right? Nice job. Now from here, you read the battlefield and where should you go?
I could go top left.
You have to. You have to go top left, right? You're not going to break this choke with where you're at right now. You're not going to win this fight anyway with the ults that they have, but I might have even started to rotate now.
Right.
Like now. Like already start to rotate away. Don't wait, because what do you do? Get extra Rhine shield break? Nice job, you know? At least here, get a pick on Tracer, pressure that Tracer on the flank, prevent her from going to pulse bomb, and then when the fight starts, uno, dos, tres, chaos.
Oh, yeah.
Absolute chaos. And you have your ultimate too. And this is just useless. So I think with Illari, it's a little bit like Zenyatta, where you actually have to think ahead of time where you want to be, because you don't get places quickly. So you got to anticipate and predict quickly. Otherwise, you're going to be kind of cooked. Okay. Angry Quechua muttering. Oh dear. Good. I like this. This is a winnable fight now. I would use my ult here, honestly.
Yep.
I think this is definitely last fight. You just need to trade here. Oh dear. Sunrise faced. Shift up. Pylon didn't rotate in time. Yeah, I mean, this is where it'd be where, like, I think you need to whip it sooner. And then, obviously, like, the pylon here is fine. But you might even want to consider breaking your pylon here. And then when this launches here, shift, or just quickly go back to your pylon. Like, you don't even necessarily need the kill here. You caused the chaos, so you allowed your team to recontest, and then you created space, actually, for your Genji to get a kill there. Check that out, right? Ooh. Guys, oh, this is still going. This is still going. Okay. Nice. All right, I believe. Am I going to be disappointed? I'm going to be disappointed, aren't I?
I forget, actually.
I don't know if there's enough time. I think I'm going to be disappointed. I don't know if there's enough time.
It's one fight.
I don't know, though. I don't know. Like, you guys got to kill somebody now, or otherwise I think it's over.
Yeah.
I forgot.
No. Yeah, that's a heartbreaker.
I mean, I will say it again here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you didn't have a lot of time to give you some credit, but like if you immediately like, so gotta go. You're too slow. You gotta go now. Okay, let's some goals.
Yeah, I mean, well, some pylon hygiene, I guess. Just
pylon hygiene, knowing when to destroy, prevent from ship damage, and keep an eye on pre-pylon before you're sure of your angle. What else?
Just getting way more aggressive with angles. Like setting up beforehand. Like using my shift to get to funky spots if when needed.
Awesome.
And then putting more thought into my positioning with my ult, going the extra step of aggression with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Any questions?
No?
Okay, we have 5 minutes. Let's look at our Lucio. We'll look at like 1 fight or 2 team fights. And the good news about team play Lucio is that, like always, people always exaggerate the differences between ranked and scrims. And a lot of the stuff that you work on in ranked, it's going to be the same in scrims. You're not going to play more with your tank. Now, you might be like, oh, I'm going to be more often playing with a brawl tank that will benefit from the +1, who will, but like it doesn't change.
Could we actually skip to the end point?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because that's what I feel like So, something I struggle with here is when to, like, play with my Tracer.
I knew that question was coming. Okay. Do you like, for you personally, do you like Tracer's angle?
Not really, honestly.
Do you like your Sojourn's angle?
Not really either. I think
so. That's irrelevant, right? So then look at the battlefield with the ult cycle. Will you guys want to kite an ultimate?
yes,
Yes.
it could be
Yes.
in.
Yes. And you guys don't have anything to match, right?
Right.
Does the Tracer have anybody with her at all? Or does the Sojourn already have somebody?
Yeah, she's Curie with her.
So do you see that we're split here?
Right.
If you want to kite an ultimate, play with your team. If you don't want to kite an ultimate and you want to play more for Tracer value, play for your Tracer. But this one's split. Honestly, either one.
Okay.
Usually the deciding factor, and you notice which order I asked you, is do you like where X is playing?
Mm-hmm.
That's the first. If you can answer yes or no with that one, the other ones definitely matter, but not as much as that one. Not as much as that one. So here, going with your Tracer is fine. Because there's not really a good angle for you to play here. And yeah. So the only problem here is I think your positioning is just a little bit silly. So like here, you need to be, I don't think you're aware of this, but you're getting pincered by Tracer. You need to play here, force a Tracer out, and then rotate. Just play the rules of the flanker, right? Don't sandwich yourself. Don't sandwich yourself. Because you guys still have to worry about being engaged. You still have to worry about Suzu. You still have to worry about Tracer and so on. And so that's really your mistake here. You just get sandwiched. But the idea of playing with your Tracer is totally fine. I love it. I get this question all the time now. Do I play with the Tracer or with the Sojourn? But it makes me so happy because like the gospel of angles is like slowly spreading. You know, like we were even seeing it now.
3 years ago,
never would have happened.
On my tank,
Exactly. Even early brawl examples, like it never happened. You know, in Overwatch 2, like so, yeah. You know, and again here, right? Like, what do you think? Is this a good? What do you like this position for you, or do you like this position for you? Does it really matter?
I would rather, because we're playing to kite with overclock, I'd rather be with my team here.
And you got it. That's it. Yeah. Right? So with the situation, and because this angle isn't terrible for you, like there's some verticality here, there's some cover. It's the play is more for you to be kiting and or playing around the overclock. So it makes more sense for you to be there. Now you could still get value here. But yeah, like this is, and honestly, like if we look at this is not going to be your fault. Like your Kiriko just doesn't heal her, right? Like Kiriko just doesn't heal her. That's it. But yeah. And the funny thing is, you almost traded there. You see that?
Yeah.
You almost Ajax him. In fact, I actually don't even know where your Tracer went. Oh, she got smoked. Yeah. So okay. Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah. I like my last question. How much thinking in terms of positioning pre-fight, if I have beat compared to not have beat, should I? Because
well, it depends on what you're doing with the beat. Are you living an ultimate with beat, or are you pushing with the beat? Because if you're pushing with beat, being on an angle is not a problem because your team's going to meet you at the same spot.
Right. Okay.
You could start on an angle and engage with beat. The only thing that your team will miss is your speed. But if you look at your comp, how much value does speed get? If you're pushing it, not as much, right? It's still useful, but it's not super crucial. So remember, the most important box to check is like, do I like my positioning? You know, and then from there, like, there's other details that you'll solve.
I hear it.
but okay, this is like a really funny example of like where you probably feel kind of useless. Like it feels weird to like we're Kitsuneing and like what's going on. But look what's happening. Tracer's chasing you. Like if you had done this a better job of this, you supported your Tracer. You gave her around 50, 60 HP, so she's full HP now. You're marking their Tracer. So your team is under like actually like no threat at all. Like just they're totally relaxed. And it's because you +1 the Tracer on the flank. Now, would that have been bad to go with your team here? No, it would have been fine. Would have been fine. But just something to consider.
This is just a weird moment. You didn't know whether or not to chase.
Well, they're trying to make it chaotic for you because they don't have beat. They have to make it chaotic, you know? And this is these. Do you see what happens? You have to choose. You have to choose. You could have been here. You could have been causing chaos. And yes, your Sojourn would have been in trouble. But you know what? Your Winston would have gotten beat. You see what I'm saying? Your Winston would have gotten beat. Now, obviously, he had Primal. It's more on him. But it's one of those things where it's like, did you successfully peel your Sojourn? Frankly, yes, but only because of beat.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's at that point, it's just whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions?
No, I think I'm good with that.
All right, mate. Always a pleasure, as usual. I'm going to
Thank
do
you.
my end recording.